Yep, I'm still here. Day number 9. Still broke down. One part in, another part it's inconclusive on whether or not it will get in. So we playing it by ear. Carrying my bags up here to the spot again. Getting more exercise, my friend. Yeah. That's about the best thing that's come out the last few days. I've been getting great walking exercise. Not really. It's less than a mile when you look at it. I guess it's better than nothing. But I don't know, to me that's a bad sign, because what they was telling me at first was they was trying to get the second piece that they discovered they needed to come with the first piece. And so the first piece is here, the second piece is not, and he's acting like it doesn't really matter. But unless I understood what they were saying yesterday evening, I would have thought it would matter. Unless the other piece comes on a later shipment. Which again means I'm going to miss this load this morning. What's the name of that place? You know, where I got to be there at 3 o'clock. Can't believe it's still there, really. Matter of fact, let me call these people. Y'all might not believe this, but I'm broke down again. This is why. Line right there is supposed to be in here, so I have to freeze. It's pouring out. This is what we was waiting on. So hopefully we gonna be on the road today. Ain't that right, my man?
Yeah, hopefully.
Keyword being hopefully.
Hi, YouTube.
Hey Craig, so in your experience, man, which engine gives the most problems between Detroit, Cummins, and Cat?
The most problems?
Yeah.
Detroit.
So which one is most dependable?
My personal opinion, Cat.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's my personal opinion.
Yeah. You sure you ain't already, got a bias towards Cat or something?
I've always liked Cat engines. I don't know, I always got along with them a lot better than Cummins or Detroit.
Now beyond that, which one is best to have to work on? Okay, if you're looking at the big picture, somebody with limited funds, they're buying a used truck, and they're trying to decide on whether to get a truck with a Detroit, a Cummins, or a Caterpillar, what would you recommend? So you're going to take into account the dependability versus and you also take into account if something do happen, the availability of parts and the cost. So looking at it from that aspect, what would you recommend a person with limited money to get a truck with what type of engine?
Well, Well, you've seen how much of a hassle it's been with Cummins, so I'm not going to go to Cat again.
Oh, for real?
They're a little pricey, I know that. Detroit's a little bit on the cheaper side because of the parts they use. A little bit different. Same quality, just different make and all that. But you're going for cheapest, but still good and everything. You know, you got your Detroit. They're good engines. Just seems to be everyone that comes to the shop is always beat down, wore out, tired, stuff like that. You know, you got Cummins. Cummins has always been a big powerhouse. So they're a little more on the expensive side, you know, harder to work on.
Cummins,
yes.
Oh yeah.
Cat, they're almost as complicated. You know, not quite as high end. Same price as Cummins, you know, a little pricey. But since Cat isn't over the road anymore, availability of parts will probably go down.
Yeah.
Over the road trucks as years come on.
Right
away.
So really, when you look at the big picture, it's not one that stands out way out ahead of the other ones. It's really hard to decide, huh?
Yeah, they're all about the same.
Yeah.
You know, you got to look at the bigger picture than just
the end. And each one got its own plus and minuses.
Yes. Yep.
So these Caterpillar will keep you running with less problems for the longest time.
From what I've seen.
And Cummins is a powerhouse. If somebody's looking power, of course that's what they say about Cat though.
Yeah.
So between Cat and Cummins on the power,
they're about the same.
Oh yeah.
It all depends on how many miles the truck has, you know, stuff like that.
So okay, let's do that. As far as high mileage, what about comparing Cummins and Cat with high mileage? Same deal, or does one fare better than the other with high mileage?
To tell you the truth, I've only been working about 5 years, 5 or 6 years. I've always worked on more Cats, a couple Cummins here and there, you know. But one Cummins, once they get up there in like $1.5 million range, kind of starts tapering off in the power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a big Cat fan. Just me. I'm sure there's people out there that'll yelling at me right now. So.
Now, what about Detroit when you get up there high mileage?
Detroit stays about the same throughout its whole life, from what I've seen. Power-wise, you know, mileage, gas mileage, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So, they're equal. They kind of like stay even.
Yeah, so again, at the end of the day, neither one of them would be something that you would be like, no, stay away from that, don't get that. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Out of the three, yeah.
Oh.
As long as you take care of them and everything, you know, keep up with the oil changes and fuel filters, stuff like that.
Right.
If you ignore any of those, all three of them are going to go down the drain in a big hurry.
I got you. Oh, well, let me ask you this way, though. Suppose you just abuse the engine and don't take any care of it. Which one do you think would fare the best? Caterpillar?
Yeah.
Which should not be y'all's intentions.
Yeah, but, I mean, you do that to any engine, you know, any
it's going to die early.
Oh, yeah. You do that to any. I got proof in my car. I got 8-7 old to beat the crap out of it. It died. You know, you just got to take care of if you want it to last, you got to take care of it. You know, drive it nice, make sure you hit all the chip points. Don't hit anything.
That'll help.
Done that before. You know, just simple maintenance will save you in the long run.
Gotcha.
Change fuel filters, stuff like that, keep your injectors clean. So, you change your oil, it'll help your pistons and everything, and all your high expensive rebuild stuff. Costs go down and everything like that. So.
Now, what's the current? I remember when I first started driving, they were talking about you need to go ahead, or you know, if you got the money, it's best to go ahead and get your bottom end or whatever done at 500, 600,000. Has that changed now? Is there a different point at which it's best is advised to go ahead and get that serious work done?
No, it's still about the same. I've always told if you didn't have the money and it was still running good, you could get gas mileage and your oil analysis staying pretty consistent, you can make it last probably about $1 million.
Oh yeah.
But if you do like your truck, if you do have the money, I'd probably go about $750,000 just to be on the safe side, so you don't do anything for the block or anything, where you have to buy a whole new engine again.
Now, are there any tattletale signs that would indicate the need to go ahead and get it done before you actually break down with it, or there's it
starts burning up oil pretty quick. Gas nozzle goes down. Coolant, kind of not so much as much as the oil. But if it starts using the oil more and more, that's when you need to hurry up and get everything rebuilt. Another thing is watch the exhaust smoke. If it starts burning blue, you're burning oil, so you need to get it rebuilt pretty quick. Or at least get it checked out, make sure it's not turbo or something like that.
Gotcha. Well, hey man, I appreciate this good info right here.
Yeah, so.
I think you're going to be a star on Life as a Trucker.
Like I said, I'm sure there's people out there yelling at me for my cat bias.
Your cat endorsement.
Yeah, I'm sure. Everybody, it's all in personal preference.
Yeah.
Some people have better luck with one truck than they do with another, or like me, I hate Freightliner with a passion. Freightliners hate me. They have to. Every time I go to work on one, it just doesn't go my way.
Oh.
So, it's all personal opinion. That's all it is.
Yeah, because I had 2 Freightliners with Detroit engines, and can't complain. I mean, it ain't like I didn't have some problems, but to me, every problem that I had was pretty much something you anticipate with buying a used truck with the mileage that I had. And I mean, my Detroit, the guys in the shop said they had never seen one with that many miles that didn't even leak oil at all. So I guess the guy in front of me took care of it too.
Yeah.
And, then I tried to get work done, so I might have just got lucky. It seemed like somebody always looking out for me.
Like I said, you just got to take care of it.
Yeah.
It's all personal preference.
Well, that's what I was really trying to, that's what I had assumed, and that's the message that I tried to convey, and that's what I was trying to see if I had a good understanding on that. It's really mostly down to personal preference when you look at the big picture.
What the fuck are you doing riding around in the parking lot?
I'm testing out the pavement, come on.
Hello, my name is Hervey. I'm just a normal guy, but I've traveled many paths on my journey throughout life that didn't always make a whole lot of sense, and therefore did not give the best results. But I made it through, and I've decided that it is my responsibility to at least make an attempt to teach all that I can from my past mistakes, and the ones from not so long ago. And I hope that this will help others to avoid making the same types of mistakes, and even in some cases rise above the results of your own mistakes, as I am in the process of doing right now for mine. Life is meant to be explored. We're supposed to make some mistakes. As long as you can admit your mistakes after making them and see your faults and shortcomings and make a willful decision to learn from them and work on correcting the thinking that caused these occurrences, we grow and benefit from those mistakes. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes we will never fully recover from the consequences of our actions, and that's usually not good, but I bet it's a lesson that you'll never forget, which is good. Now, of course, if you're one of those people who are always looking for someone else to blame for your problems, then you wasted an opportunity to grow and mature into a better person. When you blame someone else for your problems without reflecting on your own actions that might have contributed, you never correct the thought process that led you to those decisions, so you keep making the same mistakes over and over and over. You're in denial about your faults, just like a user is in denial about his or her drug use. Obviously, this is not a good way to live out your life. If that is a person's attitude, when can they change? When will they improve? When will they develop better habits? How will they grow? Trucking is such an incredible career to me. You get to see the country, both large and small towns, local historic sites that you would never know exist. I've seen wild turkeys for the first time, hawks catching prey. I've seen goats on the highway, big trucks in the river. But I've also seen the Grand Canyon and other sightings that don't really compare to what you see in an encyclopedia or on TV. Seeing the disaster in person that Hurricane Katrina left behind was another eye-opener. It was far more devastating than television was able to convey. There is an awakening of the mind which makes a person realize that you are limiting yourself until you force yourself to explore beyond your familiar surroundings. You realize that there's infinitely more to see than you can imagine, and for that which you can imagine, there is still more to see. But the most important view trucking gives us the opportunity to see is a close-up view of ourselves. We have all the time we need to really take a close-up and personal look at who we are, if we choose to do so.